This is next level talk, especially for deep thinkers. I am sure you have watched TV, but you have never seen people being operated like a remote control. Let me explain. When hypnosis works in combination with dark psychology, people are operated exactly in the same way as a TV with a remote control. Even if they are commanded to commit the biggest crime or perform the greatest task, they obey that order as if it were part of their faith. And this is not just talk. Proof of this still exists in courts. Many crimes in the world have been committed in this way, but I will tell you two real cases. In both, hypnosis was used with dark psychology to achieve desired results. In the first case, post-hypnotic suggestions were used. This is a hypnotic command given to a person during a trance state. Trance is a state in which a person is neither awake nor asleep. This is the basic nature of hypnosis, and when during such a state, any command is given to a person, whether for a big or small task, it works at the right time on the right signal, exactly like a time bomb. First, the person is taken into a deep trance, told to take deep breaths to focus attention on one side. When the ground for suggestions is set, meaning the person has entered trance, then the suggestions are started. Some suggestions are given for testing, just like saying hello in a mic test. For example, when you hear the sound of my finger snapping, you will immediately stand up. Or, tomorrow morning when you wake up, you will not remember anything. Or, tomorrow at exactly this time, you will be standing at the bus station. These kinds of commands are linked to a trigger or special signal, just like the on-off button of a remote. It could be a verbal command or any signal, even something like, when you see the green signal, you must stop. Such suggestions are planted into his mind. Now, perhaps you are realizing how dangerous this is. When dark psychology, which is basically the misuse of psychology, uses hypnosis to get its work done, then it happens just like it did in Horsens State Prison, Denmark. In 1951, 2 prisoners were involved. Palle Vikman Hardrup was the victim, and Bjorn Skau Nielsen was the manipulator. Nielsen saw that Hardrup was a hopeless man who needed hope. He told him, "If you follow my words, I can give you a better life." A man who has no hope will definitely listen. Hardrup listened to him. At the start, Nielsen gave him small commands. Stand up, sit down, drink water, sleep. When Nielsen saw these commands were working properly, he began to use dark psychology. He started suggesting repeatedly into Hardrup's mind a precise plan to rob a bank. This was repeated many times until the day of Hardrup's release came. On that very day, Nielsen gave him the last command. When you leave here, you will rob that bank. And Hardrup, he did exactly that. He was released from prison and immediately robbed a bank, and in the process killed 2 people. Hardrup was caught by the police and presented in court. When he stood there giving his explanation, everyone was shocked. Hardrup said, "I did not do this. It was made to happen through me." The court was amazed. Further investigation was done, and Nielsen confessed his crime in court. After this incident, Hardrup ended his own life a few years later. This was dark psychology, using hypnosis to commit a crime. Perhaps Nielsen was not expert enough to also give the second command, that afterwards Hardrup must forget it. Now think how extremely dangerous this is. Imagine if a person is an expert in taking someone into trance. What could he do with that person? And today, when knowledge is easily available everywhere, including on social media, people can use these things. That is why I always say awareness is extremely important. I believe hypnosis itself is not a wrong thing. It serves as a life-saving therapy for people, but when dark psychology uses it, then it becomes wrong. In history, many such grand operations were done, some of whose names you may have heard, like Operation MK Ultra, Operation Artichoke. These were all based on the same things, and this is reality. Even today, people don't know. Even today, many grand operations are being prepared on these very basics. We are unaware. This should be made part of educational curriculum, so that children, people, adults, all may develop awareness. Dark psychology is being used from the smallest levels to the halls of government. Violence is increasing. Crimes are not decreasing. And these crimes are being done only by 2 kinds of people. 1, those who are helpless. 2, those who are psychopaths. So it is necessary that we learn to identify both. I expose dark psychology. I will keep trying to show it to you from different angles. so that you may learn to identify manipulators, psychopaths, and such people who are toxic for you. And if you want this awareness to spread to more people, then subscribe and share.